Hello, beautiful being. I figure I'm just going to leave you a video message because I want you to feel the energy coming through the screen at you. So I am literally embarking upon one of the biggest mission impossible kind of projects of my life. And I say mission impossible because impossible things have been moving us forward throughout time. I mean, seriously, the world was flat until it was round, right? At one point in the US, there was segregation till there wasn't. At one point, no one could get to the moon, and now there's all kinds of astronauts in space. So you get the point. But my point is, I love living in that space of things that haven't been done yet, right? I'm one of those people who moves things forward, and I feel like you know that about me. Okay, let me cut to the chase. So this big project is called Operation Generosity Rocks. And many years ago, I had this vision of literally working with orphanages around the world and turning them into self-sustaining eco-orphanages. Well, that's what's happening right now. I'm working with 2 different orphanages in Bugiri, Uganda, and I'm working with about 90 children between the ages of 3 and 12. I've created this 2-year program which takes them through stage 1 of literally building the infrastructure of creating this sort of eco-sustainable way of living, and stage 2 is creating these empowered next generation youth to become healthy stewards of the planet. So imagine these children who live in absolute poverty, of moving them away from poverty into self-sustaining eco-villages, and then through skill set training and being empowered to stand on their own, they then can train and teach other people community orphanages in their own communities so that people like me can back off and let them rock their shine. So I'm sharing this with you because this hasn't been done before, and yet approaching this kind of thing in a whole system way makes complete sense. The goal of this is to move away from aid-based solutions. Trillions of dollars have been going to Africa in aid for many, many years, and yet poverty still is on the escalate. Some of the byproducts of aid-based solution is government corruption, conflict, loss of biodiversity, and increased poverty. So as well-intentioned as that old model has been, it just isn't sustainable. And so my thought is, if we actually source this untapped potential, meaning these next generations, oftentimes, have you ever noticed that crisis is like this evolutionary driver? And sometimes when people have very little, that's where most of the creativity comes out of. I mean, there's certain countries, you think about Cuba or Iran or places that have had sanctions, and they've had to figure out how to make things happen. So I feel like there's so much innovation, so much creativity in these communities of people that most people forget about. But yet there's so much potential, and I feel that we can learn something from these group of people. So I'm sharing this with you because I want you to get on board with me. I feel like out of all people, you're the perfect person to join me, whether you're a part of my team and helping to move this forward. Right now, I am literally convening so many rock stars in my global network who know how to move and shake and move so that we can groove this thing forward. Your financial contribution, every little bit helps. Every little bit, the first amount that we raise is actually going to go into building the bedrock, the foundation of getting the basic needs met of this community of children who don't even have access to clean water. The second stage is to begin to fuel resource into this community. We want to empower these youth as well as the local leadership in the community. So we want to train them with leadership skills, entrepreneurial skills, as well as include wellness as equity so that people can heal the generational trauma that happens when you're born into absolute poverty. So the goal of this project is to move away from aid-based solutions into more sustainable ones, and to create a scalable, self-sustaining model that can be replicated and taught by the communities themselves. So as you can see, this is pretty powerful. This hasn't even been done yet, okay? And what makes it exciting is that, remember, things that haven't been done yet doesn't mean that they're impossible. It just means it's ready for something new to come in. So we're literally applying a whole systems approach to really helping to eradicate poverty in parts of Africa, and use this model to really prepare our next generations to become healthy stewards of the planet. Here's how you can be a part of it. Stage one, we need to raise the first amount of money. I think it's about $42,000 that will cover building 2 different kinds of water wells in these communities that will provide 90 mattresses for adequate places for these children to sleep. 3 months of 3 meals a day for these children, the medical attention that they need, as well as transportation to and from the hospital, as well as the village, which is about an hour away on bicycle. So, basic needs met. Stage 2, we will begin that fundraiser drive in just a little bit, but this is where you might consider wanting to hop in and jump on the bus with us. So I am looking for naturally mission-driven people who really want to be the change that they wish to see in the world. If you have skill sets that are here to help humanity be better people, whether it's in the climate change sector, whether it's in global leadership, whether it's in wellness, right? Whether it's in economics, whether it's in permaculture, whatever it is, if you feel called that you want to share your gifts and talents to a group of children and really create deep social impact, particularly in areas where it's needed, then contact us. We are going to be creating this whole program on helping to send each one of you over with us to go and create this interactive program that empowers these next generations. So click on the link in my bio or below or wherever this video is going to be and get in touch. And I look forward to really making magic. Take care.